Chapter 5, Ashes of the Fallen. The forests at the edge of the mountain were thick with mist and the scent of rot. Every tree loomed like a sentinel. Moss dripped from branches, and the snow gave way to wet soil and black roots that curled like grasping fingers. The air was heavy, silent, too silent. Sir Alaric knew it meant danger. "This forest is cursed," said Brother Hemon, leaning on his staff. His leg still bled from the spear wound, though he bore it without complaint. Tomas looked around uneasily. "I thought the worst was behind us." Alaric kept walking, his hand never far from his sword. "The worst follows us. And waits ahead." They had lost more knights during the night march, not to blades or arrows, but to wounds and frost. Now only 6 remained: Alaric, Hemon, Tomas, and 3 other weary men who had once been proud warriors. Their armor was cracked, their eyes hollow, and they had not eaten in 2 days. "Once we cross the forest," Alaric said, "we'll reach the plains. From there, it's a week to the garrison." "If we live to see it," muttered Sir Armand, coughing blood into his hand. But they pressed on, as they always had. Not because they believed they would survive, but because to stop was to die for nothing. They made camp beside a fallen oak. Tomas gathered what dry branches he could, and Alaric lit a fire, shielding the flame with his cloak. As they sat in silence, the fire casting long shadows across their faces, Tomas spoke. "Why did you stay, Sir Alaric? In the mountains, when so many ran?" Alaric looked into the flames. His jaw tightened. "Because my brother died in that valley," he said. "Because his bones were left for the vultures. Because the church sent us to protect the innocent, and instead, we fled and burned villages behind us." His voice lowered. "Because someone had to make it right." Tomas was quiet for a long moment. "And did you?" Alaric met his eyes. "Not yet." That night, Tomas dreamed of fire. He saw the banner burning again, but this time, it screamed. The lion's head twisted into a skull, and the flames turned black, devouring the sky. He stood alone on a mountain of bones, and from the shadows came voices, whispers in a language he didn't know but somehow understood. "You are the end. You are the beginning." He woke gasping, sweat running down his face. Hemon was already awake, whispering prayers. "Dreams like that don't come from sleep," the priest said. "They come from the ashes of the soul." The next day, they found the first body. It hung from a tree by its ankles, stripped bare, its eyes gouged out. Symbols were carved into its chest, barbarian runes, painted over in dried blood. "Scouts," Alaric said. "Sent ahead of us." Tomas turned away, fighting his stomach. There were more bodies as they walked, knights, mercenaries, even villagers. All left in ritualistic displays. All fresh. "We're being hunted," Hemon said. Alaric nodded. "No." Stopped. Watched. Sir Armand pointed to the treetops. "I saw something move. Too fast for a man." Alaric drew his blade. "We move faster. No more stops. No more fire. Silence from here on." They marched with weapons drawn, every shadow a threat. Tomas gripped the burned banner tightly. He could feel the eyes. By evening, fog blanketed the forest. The world became gray and silent, as though the trees themselves held their breath. Then came the music. Soft, distant, pipes and drums, too far to locate, too close to ignore. It echoed through the woods, a rhythm that stirred the blood and chilled the heart. The night stopped. Alaric's face was pale. "I know that song," Hemon said. "It's the funeral dirge of the Crimson Tribes. They play it before a sacrifice." Tomas looked around, eyes wide. "A sacrifice?" To honor their dead, said Alaric. Or to summon them. Suddenly, a howl tore through the mist. Then another. And another. Shapes emerged, not barbarians, not beasts, but something between. Men with wolf skins stitched to their backs, faces painted in black ash. Their eyes glowed faintly red. The ash-bound. The ones who served death. Alaric raised his sword. Stand your ground. The creatures charged. Steel clashed with fang and claw. The knights fought with fury born of desperation. Armand fell, dragged into the trees by two ash-bound shrieking with glee. Another knight was torn open at the chest. Himon stood over Tomas, crushing skulls with his staff, blood streaming from his face. Tomas struck out blindly, cutting through muscle and bone, screaming prayers between every breath. Alaric dueled the largest of them, a beast of a man with antlers tied to his shoulders and a jaw filed to points. They fought in the mud, blades flashing in the fog. Finally, Alaric drove his sword through the monster's chest and kicked the body into the fire. The others broke and fled. Silence returned. Only 4 of them remained. Himon slumped against a tree. We can't keep going. We have to, Alaric said. The plains are close. I can feel it. Tomas stepped forward. Then we run. By dawn, the trees began to thin. Birdsong returned. The mist lifted. And before them lay the edge of the forest, and beyond it, rolling hills dotted with wildflowers and the faint line of a watchtower. They had made it. Alaric dropped to one knee, clutching his side. Blood poured through his fingers. Tomas knelt beside him. You're wounded. Since the duel, Alaric rasped. I didn't tell you. I needed to get you out first. Himon came forward, weak but upright. We can still save him. No, Alaric said, eyes locked on the horizon. This is where I fall. He pulled the lion banner from Tomas's arms, still scorched, still proud, and wrapped it around his shoulders. I've seen my oath to the end, he said. Now you carry it. Tomas's eyes filled with tears. But you. No tears, boy, Alaric said. Knights do not weep. They remember. They rise. With his last strength, he pressed the hilt of his sword into Tomas's hands. You are the vow now. Then, he fell. Still. Silent. A knight beneath the banner he had burned and carried. They buried Sir Alaric beneath a willow tree, his sword planted in the earth above him. Tomas knelt, pressing his forehead to the stone. I swear, he whispered, on your life and on mine. I will bring the banner home. And when he rose, he was no longer the boy who had fled the monastery. He was the last knight of the mountain crusade. The vow would live on.